Allison, it's really unfortunate that your dad passed away. You must have had a hard time with the funeral and everything too. Now that everything is settled, with Dad's inheritance and all, take time to relax. Yeah, you're right. It's good that he quickly went to the other side. I never expected him to pass away from cancer in his 60s. I got lucky. What? What are you talking about, Mom? Do not call me Mom. Disgusting. What? My daughter is only Amy, who shares my blood. You are my husband's child. You are not my daughter. Are you serious? What's going on? Did the shock of Dad's death drive you insane? Shocked by his death? Of course not. I'm having a party with Amy today. But you said it was unfortunate that he passed away. I mean, it's a pity when I think about your future. What do you mean? Now that he's gone, there's no need to pretend anymore. I'm going to make you a slave in my house from today. Huh? I don't understand. What do you mean by slave? Earn money for me and Amy. Do all the housework for us. Do not disobey our orders. These are the 3 slave rules for you. Mom, are you serious? Maybe your mental state is a bit off, and you're saying things you don't mean? Since you remarried Dad 10 years ago, the 4 of us have lived happily as a family, haven't we? Sure, we are not blood related, but you treated me as if I were your real daughter, didn't you? It makes me sick to think about it. You look like his ex-wife. And you don't look like him at all. And you're ugly. Despite that, you act all smart and get into a prestigious university. Do you have any idea how much trouble you cost us? I borrowed money for my tuition on a scholarship, and I worked part-time to cover the rest. I've been living alone since college days. I don't remember causing any trouble for my family. Amy was compared to you all the time. Huh? She's such a pretty girl and should be loved by the whole world. Because her ugly older sister, you, went to university and acted like a genius? She's not getting the recognition she deserves because of rumors that she's not as good as you. Without you, she would have found a wealthy, highly educated man by now. She would have had a luxurious life. But because of you, she's broken down, depressed, and withdrawn. Poor Amy. What is that? That's a false accusation. Amy couldn't go to university because the university she applied to was too challenging for her. And when she predictably didn't get in, she refused to attend a different university. I know she's at home without a job or not attending university, but she spends her days going out and having fun. It doesn't seem like she's depressed and withdrawn at all. What do you know about her? To someone like you, it might sound like a small thing. But because of you, her life has been completely ruined. Now, you should take responsibility. You are going to spend the rest of your life as our slave. Now move back to our house and remember the 3 rules of being our slave. No way, I won't do that. Now I understand your perspective. Our 10 years together was a lie. And, unfortunately, things turned out this way right after Dad's death. I'm not going back to the house ever again. Oh, really? Are you sure that's a good idea? What do you mean? There are a lot of things that belong to your father in this house. I'm going to burn them all. What? I don't know much, but he used to write academic papers, right? I overheard at the funeral that they were planning to compile and present those papers. I'm going to grab a lighter right now and head to his room. While I'm at it, I'll also destroy and throw away all the photos of him and his important stuff. Stop. Fine. I understand. I'm moving back to the house. Why didn't you just say so from the beginning? Remember, coming back to our house doesn't make you my daughter. You will be a slave to me and Amy. Is that clear? Answer me. I understand. Swear to God and promise me, from now on, you will live as our slave. I promise. I will live as your and Amy's slave while I'm at my parents' house. Good. Well then, hurry up and move over here. Susan, did you eat the cake I bought this morning by any chance? I put it in the fridge. I ate it just now. Is there a problem? I bought it because Amy asked me to. It's from a famous shop that sells out quickly. I lined up in front of the shop from 6 a.m. to get it. So what? It's gone. So why don't you just buy another one? Amy is going to eat it when she gets back home today. The store is already closed. Why did you eat it without asking? I put a note saying it was Amy's and don't eat it without permission. Huh? I don't know about that note. It was in my fridge. What's wrong with me eating something that's in my fridge? Amy will be angry. At you, yes. What? Just tell her that you ate it. Why do I have to do that much? I woke up early and bought a cake with my own money before work. You eat it without asking, and I should take the blame? It doesn't make sense. The 3 rules of being our slave. Earn money for me and Amy. Do all the housework for us. Do not disobey our orders. Do you want me to burn your dad's belongings now? Don't. Okay. I won't say anything about the cake anymore. Good. Also, where is my money for this month? What? Didn't I give you and Amy $500 each yesterday? What? That's it? Yes. What do you mean? There's no way this is enough. Even if you say so, it's impossible. I'm already paying for the food, utilities, and daily necessities for both of you. I barely break even when comparing my monthly expenses and salary. Also, you have Dad's money, so $500 should be enough, right? Don't talk back to me, you slave. There's no way this little money will be enough. Give each of us an additional $1,000. Of course, not just this month, but every month. What? You mean you want me to give each of you $1,500 every month? That's too much. I could burn your dad's belongings at any time. Even if you threaten me, I can't do it. Considering my income, I can't afford $3,000 just for allowance. You graduated from a prestigious university, but you can't afford this kind of money? Are you working a low-income job? It's not about the income. The issue is that the two of you have excessive food expenses. Besides, I have my own life, so I can't spend my entire salary on the two of you. I don't care about your life. Just give me an extra $1,000 every month. You are our slave. Slaves are not human beings. Asking for a human-like life is a big mistake. Fine. I'll add an extra $1,000. I'll transfer it to your account. Also, I want you to mow the yard today. And clean out the storage room. Oh, also, I'm tired of the white plates we are using now, so get me a more colorful set of dishes. Understood. Hey, Allison. What on earth is going on? What? I'm working right now. Can we talk later? It's an emergency. I just got back from a tea party and our house was under demolition. Did you do this? I tried to get them to stop, but they kicked me out, telling me that outsiders are not allowed in here. This house is mine. Huh? What are you misunderstanding? That house isn't yours. What? Of course it's my house. My husband passed away, and I inherited this house. I inherited it. That's what it says in Dad's will. What? Did he leave a will? I've never heard of such a thing. I mentioned it at the funeral. It seems neither Susan nor Amy were listening to me properly. The two of you inherited only a small amount of Dad's savings. The house, stocks, and other assets were all given to me, his daughter. Therefore, the house is mine, and I have the right to demolish it. What? Why did he give the property to me, his wife? Amy is his daughter too. We should have an equal share of the inheritance with you. What? Didn't you say the same thing before? That the only real daughter is the daughter by blood? I guess Dad thought the same thing. What are you so angry about? The inheritance issue is a separate matter, isn't it? Deciding about money with just a little emotion isn't okay. It involves family's life. Family? The only real family Dad had was me. I'm his wife. So what? Perhaps Dad had a sense of it too, about the true nature of you and Amy. When he got cancer and realized his life was short, he wrote in his will to leave most of the inheritance to me, to ensure that I could escape from the evil mother and daughter and live on my own. What did you say? Even though you're a slave, you dare talk to us like that? I'm not a slave. Did you forget what I said before? What? I said I would live as a slave while I was at my parents' home. Now that house is gone, I'm not a slave anymore. Oh, really? But what about his belongings? If you tear the house down, it will be torn apart along with the house. As for Dad's belongings, I've already moved them to a safe place. What? When? I'm the only one who had the key to his room. Well, you just shoved it in the back of a chest randomly. Thanks to that, even when I took the key, you didn't notice. That can't be true. I checked every day to make sure it wasn't gone. Of course, I didn't just take the key. I replaced it with a dummy. It looks the same, but it won't open. So if you tried to enter the study, you'd have noticed. But it seems you had no interest in Dad's belongings. I'm glad you didn't try to get into the room. What the hell? Stop the demolition now! No way. While you and Amy were out, I secretly took Dad's belongings. It took me 4 months, but I finally managed to take out everything. Finally, I can say goodbye to this crappy life by demolishing the house. It's been a really long time. The days were like hell, but thinking of Dad helped me endure. Dad's research papers and belongings will be entrusted to someone who truly cherishes him. I don't want to have anything to do with trash like you ever again. Trash? You think to talk to me like that? Why don't you worry about yourselves? I'm not going to stop the demolition. I will sell the vacant lot. You guys won't have anywhere to live. You've been spending the savings you inherited from Dad like a fool. There's not much left now, right? Both of you are unemployed. Ever thought about how you're gonna get by from now on? You should give me the money. $1,500 each month to me and Amy. That was the deal. That was the deal while I was living in that house. But now that house is gone, and I've moved elsewhere. The deal's off. You've got to be kidding me. You're ugly. You're a slave. Well, you are probably thrilled that I'm gone now. Your pretty daughter Amy should be able to get the recognition she deserves now, right? If you're right, Amy will marry a wealthy man and have a luxurious life. Why don't you ask her to support you this time? Well then, goodbye. Wait a minute. Wait, Allison. With the family home being torn down and using up all the Dad's inheritance, Susan and Amy had to live in a cheap, shabby motel. Due to the lack of money, both of them reluctantly decided to work. Susan, who had been a housewife for many years, and Amy, a high school graduate who had never worked in her life, could only manage low-paying part-time jobs. Even just living a normal life was a struggle. But the two, unable to shake off their past wasteful spending and luxury habits, in no time at all, they fell into a hell of debt. I entrusted the paper my dad left me to a professor at his university and asked him to present it. It brings me great joy that there are people who cherish my dad's achievements above all else.
Tony, we need to talk. I can't believe you're still married to Natalie. She's not right for you. How many times do I have to tell you that she's just not a good wife for you?
Oh, hey, Mom. Yeah, of course. What's up?
I saw Natalie today, whilst I was out shopping, and she looked to be spending an awful lot of money. She had quite a few bags with her, and I even watched her walk into a salon where she was probably going to get her hair, nails, and who knows what else done.
Okay, and is that a problem?
Of course it's a problem. She shouldn't be wasting money like that. She should be giving it to you so that you can spend it how you want to.
Is this about me being unemployed again?
Oh, I am not blaming you, dear. I know that you worked as hard as you possibly could. It's not your fault that your boss couldn't see your potential. But whilst you're unemployed, your wife should really be giving you all of her money to do what you want with. It's the role of a woman to provide for her husband whatever he needs. So Natalie going off and getting pampered really isn't okay. She should give you that money so that you can go and get pampered if you want to.
Mom, that makes no sense. She's worked hard for that money. She pays all the bills and rent, she pays for food and gas for the car, and if we go out, she has to pay for that at the moment as well. So if she wants to treat herself a little bit, then I'd say that she more than deserves it.
That's the problem with you, Tony. You're too sweet and soft. But the fact of the matter is that Natalie, whilst earning for the both of you at the minute, is simply not distributing her money properly. And so, if she won't agree to give you everything, then I think that you should leave her.
Excuse you?
Well, I just can't believe you're still married to her. She's not right for you. How many times do I have to tell you that she's just not a good wife for you? The fact that she'd rather spoil herself than spoil you just proves it.
It doesn't prove anything, and I can't believe you'd suggest that I divorce my wife simply because she's earning a bit more money than me at the moment. I mean, we've talked about this before, Mom. I love Natalie, and we're happy together, so please don't try to interfere in my relationship and make things harder for me. I'm already stressed enough being unemployed. I don't need you adding to my misery.
But sweetheart, can't you see how much happier you'd be if you left her? She's holding you back. You could be so much more without her.
At the minute, all I'd be without her is broke and probably on the streets or living with you. Not exactly what you'd call the best scenarios, right?
I wouldn't mind if you moved back in with me. We could have fun. I'd have my little boy back under my roof. I'd cook all of your meals for you, do all of your laundry. It honestly is the best place for you to be at the moment. Plus, you know that you can trust me because I'm your mom.
Look, as much as I'd appreciate that, and I do love you because you're my mom and all, but I don't really want to move back in with you. I'm happy with my life with Natalie. Sure, I might be going through a bit of a rough patch at the minute, but she's been there for me 100% and has supported me through everything. There really is no one better that I can think of being with. I really do love her.
No, you're a mama's boy, and she's taking advantage of that. She's trying to separate us. I didn't say anything at first because I wanted you to be happy, but I just think that Natalie isn't a good fit for the family.
That's not what you think at all. You just don't like the fact that I have another woman in my life who I love.
She's just a family ruiner. Can't you see that?
Okay, I think that maybe you need to go and calm down. Think about what you're saying, and then once you stop being so, well, argumentative, I think you should apologize for all these accusations you've been making.
I'm not making any accusations. They're all true.
No, they're not. Now, I'm gonna go. I'm quite busy. You can talk to me when you can be more civil.
Fine. Natalie? Hello. It's Dorothy, Tony's mom.
Hi, Dorothy. Yeah, I've got your number so it comes up with your name when you message. How are you?
Well, there's no need to be so condescending, is there?
Huh? I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm sorry if you thought that's what I was trying to do.
Whatever. Look, I didn't message you for just a general chit-chat.
Oh, is something wrong?
Yes, there is something wrong.
What is it? Nobody is sick, are they? Or had an accident?
No, nothing like that.
Oh, then what's the matter?
I'll tell you what the matter is. You are.
Huh?
You go around acting like you're some big shot. Like you're the most important person in the world, but you're not. And you're especially not the most important person in Tony's life. I am.
I don't understand.
Well, I'm not surprised that you don't. You're not the brightest, are you? I just mean that you are the one causing problems in my family. A family that I don't think you're suited for.
Where's all of this coming from? I've been married to Tony for 3 years now. Surely if something was wrong, you'd have told me from the start.
Well, I wanted to, but I didn't want to upset Tony. He means the world to me, so his happiness is paramount. But lately, I just don't think that you're conducive to his happiness, and to him having a good life.
But why not? I'm not a bad wife. I do whatever I can to make sure that Tony is happy and that we are happy in our relationship as well. There's nothing else really that I can do.
Well, for starters, you can give him all of your money from your job.
Huh? What?
You heard me. He deserves all of the money that you earn on a daily basis.
Well, as a couple, we share our finances, so I don't really see the problem there.
No, not share. Give it all to him. You need to pay the rent and the bills, and then whatever is left, you need to give to my son.
But how is that fair to me? I'm the one who's gone out and earned all of that money with my hard work. I don't see why I should have to give everything up to Tony.
It's what a good wife should do. You're his wife, which means you serve your husband, no matter what. So, if Tony hasn't got work at the minute, it means that he can't earn money, which means that you need to give him yours.
But relationships don't work that way.
I see. Well, there's one other way that you could help him.
How's that then? I want to make sure that I am doing what I can for him, because I know that this is a difficult time for him. So if you know of a way that I can help him, then I am willing to listen.
Okay then, you can divorce him.
What?
You heard me. Look, it's really affected him to lose his job. Show him your support and comfort.
Tell me, what do you need to be quiet?
Huh?
I really don't want to talk to someone who is trying to ruin my marriage. I love Tony, and I'm not going to divorce him just because you said so. So what do I need to do for you to be quiet and stop spouting all of this nonsense?
You can't talk to me like that. I'm your mother-in-law. You need to respect me.
I will respect you when you actually start to respect me. And when you don't go around telling me to either give Tony all of my money or to divorce him if I won't do that. What kind of person says something like that?
It's for the best. All you are trying to do is separate me and my son, but I won't let you. He is my son first, not your husband. You could never love him like I do.
Do you actually know how hard I work for my relationship with Tony? I wake up every day at 4 a.m. just so that I can get ready for work, which I leave for at 6 a.m. every day. I then work all day until 6 p.m., at which point I come home and either cook for Tony, if he hasn't that day, although he's usually good at doing the dinner at the moment. When we're both working, we swap the days on who does it. And then lately, I've been helping him sift through jobs to try and find something that he would like to do and what he would be qualified for. All the while, I am paying for literally everything in the house. The bills, the rent, the food, you name it, I'm paying for it. So yeah, actually, I think I can love my husband just as much as you do as his mother.
Oh, please. I could do all of that with my eyes closed. Tony would be much better off divorcing you and moving back in with me.
Right, that's it. I'm done talking to you. Please don't message me again, as I won't bother to reply.
Oh, so you're just going to be ignorant now? Huh? How mature of you. I'm sure Tony would be interested to see how you treat his mother. Natalie?
Okay, Tony, look, I know Dorothy is your mom and that you love her very much, but she has crossed the line.
Natalie, what's wrong? What has she done?
Your mom has just messaged me telling me that I need to divorce you because, basically, I'm earning too much money and you're feeling insecure because of this?
What? That's not true at all. God, she was going on at me earlier about how I needed to divorce you and saying that I would be much better off without you, which is total rubbish. I told her to go away and not to message me unless she was going to apologize. I guess she didn't learn her lesson, though.
It's not okay that she's trying to split us up. We need to do something about it.
I know, but what can we do? I don't want to just obliterate my relationship with my mom because I love her, but at the same time, I want to teach her a lesson and make sure she knows that it's not okay to try and meddle in our relationship. She also needs to get over this whole obsession with me moving back in with her, because no matter what, that would never happen.
Well, I know that, and so do you. But you're right. She needs to learn that fact as well. And I think I know the perfect way to make her see sense.
So, Tony, have you considered what I told you to do? I can get the divorce papers for you quite easily. A friend of mine has a son who's a lawyer, so it wouldn't be difficult to get what you needed. That way, Natalie can stop ruining our family, and we can go back to being happy.
Mom, that's not what she's doing. Natalie isn't ruining our family at all. If anyone is ruining our family, it's you.
Huh? Me?
Yup, you heard me. You constantly make things difficult for Natalie whenever we come to visit you or there's a family vacation, and you make it difficult for Natalie. You also make it difficult for me. She's my wife and you're my mom. I don't want the two most important women in the world to me to be fighting all the time, but if you're gonna continue being horrible for no reason, then I'm gonna have to take matters into my own hands.
I've sacrificed so much for you, and this is how you repay me? By choosing her over your own mother? How is that fair in any way? I mean, don't you feel a little bit emasculated being the one without the job, whilst your wife works and makes all of the money? You must be a little annoyed at that.
Not in the slightest. In fact, I'm incredibly grateful to her for all the help that she's given to me over the last few months whilst I've been unemployed. but neither of us will have to worry about that for much longer. In fact, I'll be the one making all the money soon whilst Natalie takes time off of work.
Oh, I see. As soon as you're working again, she gets to sit back and relax and spend all of your money? Is that right?
Nope, not exactly. After all, she can't expect it to work when she's heavily pregnant, can she?
Hang on. What? Natalie's pregnant?
Yep, we found out a couple weeks ago, but we wanted to wait until the first trimester was over before telling anyone anything.
Oh, congratulations. I can't wait to meet my grandchild.
Yeah, about that.
Yes?
You won't be meeting anyone, let alone our child, just yet.
Huh? Why not?
Because we don't want your horrible behavior rubbing off on our child. Your behavior towards my wife is deplorable. I don't want my child being taught that her mother is no good and then coming to me to ask me to divorce her. And frankly, I'm sick of your overbearing, demanding attitude. I'm never gonna move back in with you. I'm not gonna divorce my wife, and I'm not gonna demand that she give me all of her money like some 1950s housewife. Me and Natalie are a team, and a strong one at that, and we'll face all of our problems and challenges together. And not you or anyone else is gonna ruin that. Now, you can change all of this if you just work on your attitude and how you talk and act towards my wife. If you start to be kinder and actually stop trying to control my life, then me and my wife might be willing to let you meet our child. Until then, though, I think you need to give my family some space until we're ready to talk to you again. I'll still visit you every now and then, but it'll be on my terms, okay?
You can't do that. It's not fair. That'll be my grandchild. I have biological rights to see it.
No, you actually don't, considering me and Natalie, the kid's parents, are still alive and therefore have final say on what happens with our baby. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an interview to get ready for, and I have a really good feeling about this one. See you later, Mom.
No, wait. We can talk about this. Tony.
Like I said, I cut my mom off from my family until I felt like she could at least be civil towards Natalie. As for my wife, her pregnancy flew by, and before we knew it, we had a beautiful baby girl to treasure and look after. We both love her with all of our hearts. She hasn't met my mom yet, as she still hasn't learned to act nicely, but it's only her who's missing out on such an amazing little girl. It just goes to show that whilst your child might always be your child in your eyes, they will eventually grow up and get on with their own lives and create their own families, and nothing can stop that from happening. The best thing to do is to just support your child no matter what and enjoy the special moments with them.